are dozens of resacas surrounding the Rio Grande Valley. And in tonight's Throwback Thursday, Eugene Fernandez shows us how they formed and came to be an important part of the valley.
We're on the Rio Grande River. In 1908, there were some fellows dressed just about like I am now with the U.S. Boundary and Water Commission that were surveying this river, actually for the first formal time since the presence of Western man in this area. Now let's go back to the origins of this river. We're going to go back 26 million years to the Sangre de Cristo Mountains up in northern Colorado and in the Rockies in that area. It began as the land formation was taking place. In the region of 1.6 million to 600,000, mind you, we're coming up into time, that was when the first trickle of that Colorado water hit the Gulf of Mexico. When the water hit what we would call the coast at that time, now the coast was probably up near Rio Grande City. It was a very, very steep embankment down through the continental shelf. So the water went very rapidly, carrying all of the effluent that it had at the time. About 3,000 years ago, a delta was starting to be formed because all of that alluvial deposit was building up and forming a delta. As the delta built up, there was a resistance because there was a land mass there, and you had water trying to push uphill to a certain degree. That's where you've had the formation of the Resacas. About 3,000 years ago, there were cutoffs of that main path of the river. The first one was identified as being Los Cuates Resaca in the area of Los Fresnos. That was about 3,000 years ago. After that, you had the various other what's called distributaries that formed because the main path of the river was here, and then the other ones had to fan out on this delta. These other resacas were Los Cuates, Los Fresnos Resaca, and then you had Rancho Viejo, you had the Resaca de la Palma, and then the city Resaca in the center of Brownsville. The cities of the valley, when we first colonized this area in about 1848, going up into the turn of the century, the resacas didn't look anywhere near what they look like now. The resacas that we have nowadays were swales. They were dips in the topography from ancient travel paths of the river. After the coming of the railroad, that's when we started to really settle this area. And it was John Klausner, actually, that hit upon the fact, at least he's given credit for this, of why don't we utilize those resacas as reservoirs. The city of San Benito and the city of Brownsville took steps in order to dredge those swales, those low-lying areas, bogs, into receptors of water that would be utilized as reservoirs for the irrigation of crops and for human use as well. There are certain terms that have to enter the picture now by way of explaining about this particular water culture, one of which is the word resaca. People that are new to this area say, what is a resaca? Well, okay, it goes back to the original Spanish sacar, which means to cut off. That's what it is. It's a cutoff from the main river. It is an isolated path. After the floodwaters recede, there are all kinds of meanderings and pools of water. That's what's called a cutoff, and that's what is a resaca. Once that these resacas were formed, the reservoirs were made, the river was tamed, then we started coming into the phrase Rio Grande Valley. Why is it a valley? I don't see the steep walls like you would normally see in a valley. Well, think of it in other terms that are present in the U.S. geography. The Mississippi River Valley, the Tennessee River Valley, the Ohio River Valley. They aren't valleys like this. They are drainage areas. They are watersheds. That's what we mean by valley. Then we come into the phrase Magic Valley. Well, that was a marketing phrase. After the railroad came in 1904, the land settlers that came in, the opportunists that came in order to take care of actually building up the agricultural base here, said, well, we got to put some pizzazz on that. Let's call it the Magic Valley. And that name stuck. And it was an effort in order to draw some allure to this part of the country. All that this river gave in terms of the lifeline, the umbilical, the water source, life-giving water, was so important to the development of what we call today the Rio Grande Valley. And the rest is history. For KVEO News, I'm Eugene Fernandez.